Shifting your mindset about this one thing could be the difference between tremendous satisfaction and tremendous disappointment in your music career. Here's one example of what I'm talking about right here.
Ready, go. One, ready, go. Give me three as fast, ready, go. Give me one, just one. Three, ready, go. Give me one, just one. One, ready, go.
That's a drum circle, and it's a perfect illustration of what I'm talking about. Think about two music professionals. One music professional is fully focused on doing performances, and they're incredible at their instrument, incredible at their craft. Sometimes they get those gigs that pay over $1,000, the big payers. But they also play a lot of the background music gigs that pay $100, $150 because their skills are really focused on performing. And we all know not every gig is paying over $1,000. These background music gigs are the kind of gigs that usually have pretty terrible hours and aren't really that fulfilling, as well as not paying very well. But then we've got this other music professional. This other music professional is an incredible performer as well, but performing is not all that they do. They also teach music classes at the local university. They teach private lessons. They write music for clients. Because that music professional has multiple streams of income, they're not locked into taking every single gig that they're offered. They're able to take the gigs that pay the money that they want, fit their lifestyle in the way that they want, and offer some musical fulfillment in their career. Which one do you want to be? If you don't want to be locked into performing so thoroughly that you have to take every gig that you're offered, you're going to have to think about alternative streams of income. I want to give you an example of that right now. One of my alternative streams of income is doing drum circles. I hook a trailer up to my car and I drive my car all around the Tri-County area and I play the drums with all kinds of people. In the summer, it's especially with kids. It's great and it offers balance in my life as well as a great source of income. And by the way, drum circles are not African, but we'll get to that later. One of the big advantages of having diverse income streams as a part of the makeup of your music career is having consistent income. Here in Florida, the summer months, a lot of the performances start to fade out and die out. But right around the summer months is when I start doing all these drum circles with kids. And so because of the diversity of my income, I don't experience that drop in income that comes just based on what time of the year it is. One of the things that I appreciate the most about doing drum circles is its community music. When I do drum circles, I play music with people. We're making the music together. I bring this trailer full of drums all around the Tri-County area, and I pull these drums out, I hand them to untrained musicians, and I kind of show them that we can all make music together without training. People get this idea in their mind that music is something that the professionals do, and I'm not one of the professionals, so I can't do the music. I will pay for a ticket and I will go see the music, but I can't do the music. That's just not the case. I just love the idea of the community music where we are making music together. And all they really need in order to be successful is a facilitator, someone who shows them how to do it, that they can do it, and helps them do it successfully. And that's what I try to do. Wherever the gig is, if things are going well, they'll usually have some volunteers to help me get all the drums and equipment inside the venue. It might be the kids that are going to be doing the drumming, or it might be adult volunteers. But either way, somebody's usually helping me out. In the event that I don't have any help, I just throw everything on my cart and I roll everything in myself.
Check it out. 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Hey, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Give me one big hit right here. Give me one big hit right here. Give me one big hit right here. Give me two and slow. Ready, go. Give me two again. Give me two again. Give me two again. 200, go. Right here, give me two and slow, ready, go. You guys are awesome, rub your hands together, wow.
So that's a little bit of what a library drum circle looks like. With untrained musicians, everyone kind of having the freedom to express themselves on their musical instrument in a way that's natural to them without a whole lot of control and direct instruction, but instead just a little bit of gentle guidance that gives everyone the opportunity to try out their instrument and express themselves in a way that feels comfortable to them. Another thing that I love about these drum circles is they can be done anywhere. The example that you just saw was us doing a drum circle in a library, but I've done them in school cafeterias, I've done them in school gyms. And there's also all kinds of groups that we've done this community music making with. We've done community music making with imprisoned children, even seniors who are in memory care facilities, whose mental facilities are kind of sunsetting. We've been able to bring music to them as well, and kind of a music therapy kind of type of thing. Don't get me wrong, I love pulling out my drum set out of my car, setting it up on a stage and doing a performance for people who have paid for tickets. That's among my favorite things to do. But a lot of times that's not community service, or at least if it is community service, I don't know it. But in this case, when I get in my car and I strap a trailer onto my car and I ride, in this case, to mid-Florida, I'm in Groveland, Florida right now, I know that what I'm offering is a community service. That right there is one more reason to really consider, what else can I do with my musical abilities to make money? Imagine the fulfillment and satisfaction that comes from having something different to do every day instead of doing the same thing over and over and over and over. The contrast to that is doing the same thing every single day, even if it's the coolest thing in the world, eventually that gets boring. There's no way that you got into music so that you could just do the same thing over and over and over. If you were cool with that, you could have chosen a career that would have made you more money. Consider what else is possible. By the way, this company is not my company. This company, Giving Tree Music, belongs to an incredible man named Steve Turner, who I've been working with for, I think it's like 9 years now. A long time. It's been a long-term relationship doing this community music making with people all around the state of Florida. It's not often that you're able to find such a quality partner in music. It's rare. I hope that any of you who are seeking a partner in music, either to work with or to work for, like I work for Steve, man, I hope you can find someone with the kind of quality of character that he has and the quality of decency that he has. I met Steve through a mutual friend when I was starting to kind of talk about what I was mentioning earlier about wanting to do something that was not just playing music at people, but was also playing music with people. I was really trying to figure out what's a way to do that. And my friend Glenn, who plays bass, mentioned this guy, Steve Turner, who does drum circles. And I was like, I don't know what a drum circle is. So Glenn connected me with his friend Steve and spoke well of me in a generous way. And it was right at a time where Steve needed someone to start doing some work with him. So he brought me to a gig and he kind of showed me what it was like to do what he does. And I saw him make magic, just magic, with a group of kids. In this case, it was a group of kids with disabilities. A beautiful, beautiful, special population that needs beautiful, special care. And man, he just made magic. He just made magic with these kids. And I was like, this is it. I want to do this. I want to make magic with a group of strangers who have never met me and maybe have never taken a music lesson, but have music in their souls. He and I have these different phrases that we'll use to convince people that anyone can make music if they decide to. The way I say it is, everyone is born with 2 drums already. You got 2 drums in your ears, and then you got a heartbeat in your chest. So anybody who wants to make music can make music, and I really do believe that. And so through doing this community music making, we get the chance to make that real with all kinds of groups of people. You might find knowing the time when I met Steve to be instructive if a music career is something that you're considering. I met Steve immediately after turning down an international tour for a well-known Broadway show. If I had taken this international tour, it would have changed my life entirely. It would have sent me on a completely different trajectory than what I'm on right now. But I turned it down because I knew what I really wanted out of my life. And what I really wanted out of my life was what I've always wanted for a long time. To be a family man. I wanted to be a husband and a father, and I wanted to be present. I knew that picking up an international tour and traveling all around the world was just not gonna make that a feasible thing. And I've listened to some of my favorite musicians talk at length about how they're away from their families. I've listened to some of my favorite musicians off of camera, off of interview, just in person, talk about what it's like to be away from their family all the time. That's just not something that was interesting to me. I just don't want that. I want to be at home with my wife and my kid. And this, doing drum circles, driving around during the day, allows me to come home in the evening and be with my wife and with my kid. That is irreplaceable for me. Most of the time, gigs happen at night. If you're out playing at night, every single night, when do you connect with your family? Let's say you're not planning on having a family. When do you connect with your friends and socialize and connect with people whose schedules have them busy during the day and then free in the evening? Gigging every single night is not as glamorous as it sounds when you're in music school, because eventually you want to have a balance in your life. You want to spend time with your friends and your family and enjoy hobbies and socialize. And if you're out every single night, the only people you get to socialize with are other musicians. And that's imbalance. You don't want that. But instead, if you take some time and consider what the other options are, maybe some options that will allow you to use your music skills to make money during the day, you'll be able to achieve balance with family and social life and hobbies as well. By the way, if you're interested in real, authentic West African drumming, here's some names that you should check out. That's just a couple. You hear those examples? That ain't drum circle. That's real, authentic West African drumming, the real authentic thing. For about 3 years, I had the opportunity to study the djembe with a man from West Africa, from Senegal. His name was Cheikh Ndong. Man, he just taught me so much. It was wonderful. Check out this video. This video is him performing with my band, the Gulf Coast Jazz Collective, doing a show that we called Jazz Inspired by Africa. After studying West African drumming with a man from West Africa, I still try to bring that kind of energy to my djembe playing in a drum circle, but I have no expectation of everyone else doing that. And that's a big difference between the drum circle and traditional West African drumming. Drum circles are untrained musicians, as I've been talking about this entire time, whereas West African drumming is not untrained musicians. The djembe tradition has a pedagogical progression in the same way that the violin does. It's incredible. It's totally the opposite of what we do in drum circles. I think you can probably now see the benefits of having some diversity in what you do in your music career, and hopefully you've seen what a difference it has made in my own life. And of course, the drums might not be your instrument. This isn't a drummer channel by any means, but maybe you can add the idea of community music making into what you do in your music career. I also hope that you learned a couple things about drum circles and traditional West African drumming and the difference between the two. If the idea of opening up your possibilities has captured your interest at all, I'm gonna put something in the description that's gonna be like a huge list of just possibilities for you to consider of ways to make income with your music that don't necessarily involve playing gigs at night. Why don't you check that out? Bye y'all, blessings.